What's going on, Minties? The Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, and today I'm going to do a quick overview of Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel Years Omnibus Volume 2. Man, that is a mouthful. So please stay tuned. Okay, so let's look at the book. Let's look at the spine of the book and the back. Very similar to the original Conan, or rather the first Conan Omnibus. This is what they look like together. By the way, this book did have a direct market cover. I decided to get the standard edition cover. This is the direct market cover. So let me know which one you ended up getting. Yeah, I love the way that it follows the exact same pattern that the first book did by collecting all the books here in the back. Now let's look at the actual contents of the book. Taking out the dust jacket. Very similar to the very first book. Yes, love that design. Alright, let's check it out. By the way, I did forget to mention that this beautiful cover is done by Del Keown, known for his run on Incredible Hulk and later on Image Pit. Oh, there she is, Red Sonja. Okay, so let's look at the book. Here's the table of contents, what it collects, the writer, and then the penciler. Yes, by this time, we have Barry Windsor-Smith is gone, but we have the phenomenal John Buscema taking over his run. Here is an introduction by Roy Thomas. That man loves to write. My God, that is awesome. The map here that was prepared by Robert E. Howard before he passed away. And here is the beginning of the book. So, it kicks off with Conan 27 and takes us all the way to Conan 51. Also collects Annual Number 1 and Giant Size Conan 1 through 4. And this might bug some of you, in case you already own this book right here, which also had two covers, The Savage Sword of Conan Omnibus, because it collects material from Savage Sword of Conan issues 1, 8, and 10. But I believe that's because they were crossover issues. I love the fact that they kept the letter pages. Like I stated before, the amazing John Buscema is the main artist on the book. But he's also joined by Gil Kane, Neil Adams, probably names that you've heard. Did I mention how much I love the fact that they collect the letter pages on here? And here's some of the stuff from The Savage Sword of Conan. Like I said, it's just some material, not the whole book. If you want the whole book, you'll have to get the omnibus. Man, I absolutely love Buscema's artwork. Okay, let's get back here and look a little bit at the extras. Okay, let's look at the extras here. I can show those off without spoiling anything. The book is about 853 pages long, and the extras are about 70 pages worth of extras. Whether it's unused covers, house ads, God bless, I love that ad. I've always loved that ad. Beautiful Barry Windsor-Smith covers. Well, where was I? Oh yeah, the extras. I think that's what makes up a big chunk of this book. It's really cool. As I mentioned before in my previous omnibus overview of Volume 1, here are some penciled arts. I think there should be a total of 10 of these omnibus to collect the entire Conan the Barbarian from Marvel. And then about 10 or 11 of the Savage Sword of Conan. And as I said before, I don't know if you watched the show or not, on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. Perhaps you should hit that notification button. No, I've stated before that Marvel does plan on continuing to keep publishing these collections as long as they keep selling. So in the comments down below, I'd love to know if you've read, because I haven't read this volume. I've read Volume 1 by Roy Thomas, and my only exposure to Conan was the Dark Horse books. Here's the scripts. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even say what this was. This is the cover pencils, covered inks. That's Gil Kane. Yeah, my only exposure to Conan was the actual books by Dark Horse, and then I read Robert E. Howard's book. But I've never read any of the Marvel stuff, and so I read the first one, and it was actually pretty interesting, and it was really good. I know Roy Thomas happens to be wordy, just as you saw in his forward, but it really flowed. I'm not going to show every page, by the way. I'm just skipping through here. Who's this fine lady? And there is the cover by Del Keown. But I'm curious, in the comments down below, let me know if you've read Conan and what your favorite Conan stories are, or where a good stopping point you think should be for the Marvel Comics, because I know, like I said, it went all the way into the 300s, like all the way into the early 90s. So, I mean, people were still buying the book. So let me know in the comments down below if you want to collect the whole entire Conan library, or if you think there's an actual stopping point when it was like, oh, okay, this has jumped the shark, if you will. As far as the binding of the book, that is really nice. That eye right there. And it lays over really nice. For a nice reading experience wherever you should wish. And the pages as thick as the Volume 1. Not as thick as the original Omnis that Marvel released, but thick enough. It's really nice. Makes the art and colors pop out. And that is the contents of the book. Let me know in the comments down below if you decided to pick it up. And if you did pick it up, which cover did you get? Did you get the standard edition cover, or did you get the direct market cover? I'd love to know these kind of things. I don't know why. Also in the comments down below, let me know if you are also picking up the Savage Sword of Conan, along with the Conan the Barbarian series. If you enjoy the content of this channel, please think about subscribing. And if you've subscribed, please hit that like button and notifications button. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at NearMintCon. You can also find our logo on t-shirts and on stickers on Redbubble. And if you enjoy the content of this channel, please think about supporting the channel through Patreon. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar, and remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.